Hello everyone, welcome back to EduHunt video lecture series. We are discussing about Bryophyta general characters. Bryophytes are a group of plants which are adapted to live in moist, shady environments. That is why they are commonly called as amphibian plants of the plant kingdom. So this we all know that. Anyway, we have discussed some of the general characteristics of the bryophyte group. And remaining characters we'll discuss now. And let's see the life cycle of a bryophyte. A life cycle of a bryophyte consists of, as I said, there are two phases in the life cycle. It is mentioned in this slide picture. Gametophyte, one of the phases in which the plant body possesses only single set of chromosomes. That is called haploid, which is a dominant phase in the life cycle. So, gametophyte is the dominant phase of the life cycle of bryophytes. Bryophytalo dominant phase AD. We have two phases in life cycle. One of the phases is gametophyte and the second phase is sporophyte. The gametophyte, which is a haploid one, is the dominant phase because most of the life cycle, most of the time, the plant spends in this phase only. That is why it is the dominant phase. Dominant phase of the life cycle. And the next phase, that is sporophyte, is also seen in the life cycle, but it is a very short-lived. A short time it is visible. That is why it is dominant. Gametophyte is dominant and the sporophyte is visible. That is why the life cycle is said to be haploid or haplodiplontic life cycle, because haploid phase is dominant over sporophytic diploid phase. If you see the picture, this is the actually it is the gametophyte. This is gametophyte. I am mentioning it with G. It is gametophyte. This is one. And it is the sporophyte. Yes. It is gametophyte and then that is the sporophyte. It is a haploid phase and it is the diploid phase. This haploid phase after fertilization gives rise to the diploid phase called the sporogonium or the capsule, and this capsule encloses the spore sacs which produce spores which are haploid in nature. These spores, this is the capsule, this is the actual capsule, a part of sporophyte. This holds the spore sacs which give rise to spores which are haploid in nature. The spore mother cells, after undergoing meiosis, they release the haploid spores. These spores are these are N in nature, haploid. They belong to gametophytic generation. And these spores after germination will give rise to the gametophytic phase. Yes, this is the gametophytic phase. You can see the gametophytic part of the plant, and then it gives the male gametophyte will give rise to the male sex organs, and the female gametophytes bear female sex organs. And the male sex organs, they produce the anthrozoids, the male gametes, and the female sex organs, they hold the egg or the female gamete. These male gametes, they swim in water and reach the female gamete and fertilizes the gamete, and finally results in the formation of diploid zygote. This is the diploid one. That is, after fertilization, the diploid phase begins. And once it forms the capsule and formation of the spores, the sporophytic phase ends. So this is the typical life cycle of a moss or a bryophyte. Let's see the remaining features of the bryophytes. Yesterday we have in the previous session we have discussed till the gametophytic phase and the sporophytic phase, and the male sex organs, they are called the antheridia, and they give rise to male gametes called the anthrozoids, which are biflagellate in nature and they swim in water. And the female sex organs are called archegonia, which are flask-shaped, and they produce egg or the female gamete, and they will not liberate into the water. It just holds. The archegonium retains the egg inside the venter. Like this is the flask-shaped archegonium. If it is the flask-shaped archegonium, this is called the neck. This is called the venter. Venter is nothing but the broad base of the archegonium. This is archegonium, the female sex organ, archegonium. This archegonium has two parts, neck, which is narrow, and the broad venter. This venter has a single egg, that is female gamete. The male gametes will swim and reach the female gamete. Female gametes are static, they are non-motile, and the female gametes are motile. They have flagella. With the help of that flagella, they swim in water and reach the egg or the female gamete. The fertilization and the anthrozoids are released into the water. As I said, water is required for fertilization process because through the water only, water is an agent through which the sperms or the male gametes reach the female gamete, and then it produces zygote after fertilization. The sporophyte is the diplontic phase of the life cycle. It is formed after fertilization. And they produce a multicellular body called the sporophyte. The diploid cell is the zygote. After fertilization, it is produced. It is the first cell of the sporophytic phase, zygote. Then this zygote undergo division, which is a mitotic division. It undergoes and it forms a ball-like structure, and then it will differentiate into a sporophyte. A sporophyte sometimes have three structures, foot, seta and capsule. We'll discuss later. The sporophyte is not a free-living one. It depends on the gametophyte because sporophyte has no what we call photosynthetic ability. Though it has the photosynthetic ability, it has to depend on gametophyte for at least for water. That is why it is called a partial parasite, and it depends on the gametophyte, which is a photosynthetic and green structure, and it derives, the sporophyte derives its nutrition from the gametophyte. And some cells of the sporophyte undergo reduction division. As I said, the spore mother cells, spore sacs are present, and the spore mother cells which are diploid in nature, they undergo meiotic divisions to produce haploid spores. And these haploid spores are the first cells of the gametophytic generation. So the gametophytic generation starts with the spore after meiosis, and the sporophytic phase starts with the zygote after fertilization. So there are two major events that happen in the life cycle. One is the meiotic division, and second is the fusion or the fertilization. Fertilization results in the formation of the sporophytic phase, which is a diploid one. Fertilization is nothing but fusion of male and female gametes. Fusion results in doubling of the chromosome number. That is, one gamete will carry one set of chromosomes, and the other gamete will carry the other set of chromosomes. And after fusion, these two sets will combine together. That is why the zygote holds two sets of chromosomes, and this is called the diploid structure. Zygote is the first cell of the sporophytic phase. And then this zygote will undergo, and after repeated cell divisions, mitotic divisions, it produces a structure called the sporophyte. And the sporophyte consists of, as I mentioned, it's not a free living one, it is dependent on gametophyte for its nourishment. And this sporophyte has some specialized cells called the spore mother cells, which are after undergoing meiotic division produce haploid spores in the sporogonium or the spore sac. The sporogonium is a short-lived one, and it is differentiated into either foot, seta, capsule, or sometimes foot and seta may be not produced. They may not be produced, but the capsule is essential part of the sporophyte, which holds the spore sacs or the sporogonia, which have the spore mother cells which undergo the meiosis and produce the spores. And all the spores are of similar type, that is homosporous in nature. Homosporous. If it is a heterosporous one, it may produce two different types of spores, microspores and megaspores. In case of bryophytes, they are not able to produce two different types of spores, only a single type of spores they produce, they yield. That is why it is described as the homosporous nature, the nature of producing single type of spores, and all the spores are similar to each other. That is why it is called the homosporous type. These spores germinate on the suitable substratum and produce the gametophyte, which is a haploid one. I am saying so many times that gametophyte and sporophyte because these are the two phases. Gametophyte, you should remember this point, that gametophyte is a haploid structure, haploid, N, haploid, only single set of chromosomes are present. Gametophyte, because gametophyte is the resultant of the meiotic division. Meiosis anagane manaki half of the ante reduction division kabatti only half of the chromosomes are present. Chromosome number lo half, not the size. Okay, size lo half kadu, number lo half. That means if the individual possesses 10 pairs of chromosomes, and the spore will carry only 10 chromosomes. 10 pairs is different from 10. 10 pairs ante 20, 10 ante 10. Asexual reproduction is absent. Usually asexual reproduction is absent and cheptamu bryophytes lo, and vegetative reproduction occurs by several of means like fragmentation of the thallus, mukkalaipodam. Thallus ముక్కలైపోతే each fragment will give rise to a new thallus, and sometimes formation of tubers. Some tubers, the perinating structures, are seen that helpful in vegetative reproduction. Example, Rixia and Anthoceros. These are some bryophytes. And Gemme, I'll show you Gemme or Gemma cups. Example, Funaria and Markantia. I'll show you the Gemma cups. Yeah, you can see Gemma cups. These are the cups, cup-like structures called Gemma cups. These Gemma cups hold small structures, like dumbbell-like structures. ఇలా ఉంటాయి. ఒక్కొక్క కప్లో జమ్మా కప్స్ ఇలా ఉంటాయి, జమ్మా ఉంటాయి ఇందులో. ఇవి జమ్మా. జమ్మా కప్స్ అంటాం. సో దీస్ జమ్మా కప్స్ ఆర్ జమ్మా కప్స్ హోల్డ్ ద జెమ్మే. జమ్మా అంటే సింగ్యులర్, జెమ్మే. ఈ జెమ్మే ఇవి దే హ్యావ్ అ స్టాక్ అండ్ అ బాడీ. After maturation, they liberate out, they separate from the cup, and they produce the new thallus. So this is the Gemma cup. Okay, and progressive protonema. Protonema is also a kind of vegetative propagating structure. In mosses, usually the protonema serves as the vegetative reproductive body, and adventitious branches, for example in Pelea, adventitious branches that give out from the gametophyte will act as the vegetative reproduction bodies, and progressive death of the posterior older regions of the thallus. The death of the thallus, and older parts will degenerate or decay, and the newer thalloid bodies will appear. And the persistent growth appears at the apices, that is tips, especially in liverworts. Liverworts, I'll show you the picture of liverworts. Yes, these are liverworts. Liver is like they are resembling a liver structure, because our liver has lobes, like it is also having lobes like liver. It is a branch, dichotomously branched. That is why it is looking like a liver. That is why the members are said to be liverworts. It is a female liverwort and it is a male one. Female and male thalli are different. Yes, ఇది. అండ్ ఈ ఎపిసిస్ నుంచి ఎప్పుడైతే ఇలా డిప్రెషన్ ఉందో ఆ గ్రూవ్స్ లో ఉన్న ఎపికల్ సెల్స్ దే గివ్ రైస్ టు న్యూ స్ట్రక్చర్స్, న్యూ థాలస్. అండ్ సెక్షువల్ రిప్రొడక్షన్ ఈజ్ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఊగామస్ టైప్. ఊగామస్ టైప్ అంటే మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా, ఐసోగామస్, అనైసోగామస్, ఊగామస్ అని. ఐసోగామస్ లో ద ఫ్యూజింగ్ గెమీట్స్ ఆర్ సిమిలర్ ఇన్ ఆల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్. In anisogamous, the fusing gametes are dissimilar. One is the larger one and the smaller one. And in oogamous type, one is motile called the male gamete and the other is non-motile called the female gamete. Male gamete will swim and reach the female gamete for fertilization, and male gamete is non-motile whereas the female gamete is male gamete is motile and female gamete is non-motile, and archegonia attract the sperm by releasing some sort of chemicals called, this kind of attraction towards the male towards the female gamete by the male gametes by producing some sort of chemicals. This kind of attraction is called the chemotaxis. Chemotaxis ante chemo ante chemicals, taxis ante movement. Movement towards chemicals. Chemicals ekkada secrete avutayante for example, this is an archegonium. It is egg or female gamete. And this is antheridium. Archegonium and antheridium. Archegonium, female reproductive organ, and antheridium is a male reproductive organ. It has a egg and it releases male gametes. Like this. These male gametes have the flagella and swim and reach the female gamete. అవి వాటికి కళ్ళు లేవు, ఏమీ లేవు. మరి ఎలా ఫీమేల్ గెమేట్ వైపు రీచ్ అవుతాయంటే, ద female gamete after maturation it releases chemicals like this. These chemicals have some amino acids and sugars. ఈ sugars కి ఇవి అట్రాక్ట్ అయ్యి ఇలా ఫ్యూజ్ అవుతాయి. So this is called chemotaxis. With this we have discussed and some more features of the Bryophyta group. In the next session we'll deal with remaining part of the general characters of Bryophyta. Goodbye.